Okay, I know this looks like I have a problem, but really I promise that the problem is that ShopDisney likes to ship very small things in very large boxes. So I have a collective ShopDisney haul to share today. This is quite a number of ShopDisney purchases made over the last few weeks. Some of it is like special release limited edition items, but then the other chunk is that I had saved up a whole bunch of Disney gift cards and my Disney Visa reward dollars, and I was planning on using all of that in Disneyland, but obviously since that trip is canceled and not happening, I decided, let's just go ahead and spend it now. I, of course, could save it for, whenever a future trip might be, but that's like so far off and so non-concrete. So I decided, let's just go ahead and use it now, and I was also able to combine them with a lot of current savings that ShopDisney had. So I currently have 6 different packages here, and I think I'm just going to go through kind of in the order in which they were placed and received. So first up, we have this nice, quite large box here, and can you guess what's inside? One singular pin. Out of all the big major retail companies, ShopDisney is the absolute worst when it comes to shipping. Things are shipped so poorly in such strange packages. Putting one singular pin in a box this big makes it so much more prone to damage and being lost. But thankfully, all of my items arrived totally intact. So in this box here, I got the Ariel Park Cruiser pin. While Disney World and Disneyland are closed, ShopDisney has been hosting online releases for the limited edition Disney Parks pins. That's been quite exciting for myself since that means I can buy them directly. Although the price with ShopDisney, unlike their expensive shipping, is ever so slightly more than I would usually pay for a park pickup, but it is nice to be able to get them direct. And because everything is online, things are a lot more highly sought after. So that's one thing that I just really want to quickly address, is that with a lot of these limited edition, limited release items that have a specific time release online and sell out very quickly, so many people just immediately complain, the bots bought them all up, the bots got them, I wanted this and I couldn't get it because the bots got them. So my response to that is no. While I'm sure bots are a problem and they do contribute to a non-zero number of things that are purchased, bots are not the reason why things are selling out so quickly. The reason why things sell out so quickly is that there are thousands of other people just like yourself sat down at the exact same time on their computers or on the ShopDisney app trying to get that same very limited item. Because these are online and now available to everybody, that means that there are so many more people trying to get them at the exact same time. An Ellie 2000 pin online is going to sell out way faster than it would in the parks. So do just keep that in mind during these releases. It's definitely understandable to be upset if you weren't able to get something, but that's just because there's so many other people out there trying at the exact same time. But anyways, let's take a closer look at this awesome Ariel Little Mermaid Park Cruiser pin. So the Park Cruisers have been one of the monthly limited edition release series. This particular one is themed to the Little Mermaid attraction, which they have both at DCA and at Walt Disney World. And these pins are so cool because they contain this pop-out that has a little recreation of the ride vehicle inside. And I mean, this one is just awesome. Look at how far that sticks out. This is just such an insanely cool element. Mine did at least arrive in some bubble wrap. I did see a number of others that arrived damaged, but these Park Cruisers pins have turned out to be a really popular release. See, the top has this really pretty purple pearlescent enamel fill. This is a pin that I more so wanted to get as a trader than one to keep for myself, because I know in March there was supposed to be the Splash Mountain Park Cruiser pin, and that's one I really want. So I thought it would be good to be able to get this one that I could use as a trader for any future releases. Just a quick look at the back of this one. This one is a limited edition of 2000. This next box is also a bit oversized compared to what's inside, and what's in this box is the May Enchanted Tiki Room Minnie Mouse, the main attraction ears. Especially now that the last few months have been released entirely online, all of the Minnie Mouse, the main attraction items have been extremely popular. This was the first release that I decided to participate in. The ears were my favorite design that had been released yet, so I wanted to kind of give it a go and see if I could get them, because either I could decide I like these ears and want to keep them, or I'd be able to have them and could trade for a future release. So these definitely required a bit of effort to get, because I was on my ShopDisney at a few minutes before 7 a.m. Pacific time, everything fully set, logged into the account. For items like this, I'll search for like ears and sort by newest, or if you wanted everything, you could search main attraction and sort by newest. So I saw all the items populate online at about 6:58, but you could not yet add them to your cart. They didn't register as being part of the catalog. But then once 7 a.m. hit, I added it to my bag, went to my bag and clicked checkout, and then I was stuck on the payment now screen for a full 25 minutes. So I'd click payment now, it'd give me an error, try again. Payment now, error, try again. So after a full 25 minutes of that, this order finally went through, and it also resulted in about 7 additional pending charges on my credit card. But that very frequently happens with ShopDisney orders, so don't worry if you see pending charges. Typically, they'll fall off in a few days. But now we actually have the ears. So these ears shipped without any type of like packing air or anything really secure in the box. So these guys were definitely rattling around in there. But here we have the May Enchanted Tiki Room ears. These have been so extremely popular. I have not seen these resell for under $100. I typically see them on the Facebook groups between $100 and $110, and then on eBay for about $130. Looking in my laptop, which I have as a viewfinder, these look so good. And then just looking at them right here in person, they really are kind of like a bit disappointing. And I think that really comes down to whatever fabric they used for these ears. It just kind of looks pretty low quality. It just doesn't look too great. Not to say that these ears are bad. I definitely think, you know, retail price of $35 is great for these, but my recommendation is do not buy them resale, because I'm afraid you'll probably be a little bit disappointed. But let's have a little bit of a closer look at these Enchanted Tiki Room ears. You can see they have the full front Tiki Room print on it, and the trim is just like a fabric bamboo piping. So this is just a full fabric material. The headband is kind of like in a burlap style with a nice soft green interior. The bow is made to look like a leaf, and then you have a little flower accent, which you can see this is gonna have to be pushed up because it's gonna sit too low on your head. And then we have the feathers here. So the photos online only showed them being yellow and green, but all of them are orange at the base, and I think it was kind of due to how mine was shipped that these feathers just totally flop over. They don't really have any height to them, but I almost kind of like prefer that look, I guess, to them sticking straight up. The absolute worst thing about these ears and all of these main attraction ears is the tag. This is not a tag, this is a CVS receipt. I know when the January ears came out, people were wondering what to do, because these are like, you know, a collector's item because they're so special and limited, and people don't want to cut off the tags, but you can't wear them with this tag just hanging off. And then even if you kind of like wrap it around the ears, you still have this whole big tag there. So I have no idea why they did that, but these also come branded with the Minnie Mouse main attraction tag, series 5 out of 12. So I had gotten a lot of requests to do a DIY version of these ears, and on all of them I said no, these ears really aren't DIY-able, since, you know, the whole main thing is this special tiki bird printed fabric. However, I'm taking back my word. I do have a DIY video coming about how to make these, because I figured out the absolute perfect way to fully replicate them, and I'm making it so that you yourself can also fully replicate them too. So do not spend $100 or $130 on these if you want to get your hands on them. Wait a week for my DIY video to come out. Alright, so we're switching it up a bit with ShopDisney bag, and I find that if you order like just clothing items, those tend to come in these bags. So the way they're shipped and the size ends up being a little bit more reasonable. This was a purchase that I made using my gift cards that I saved at a time when they had an extra 20% off for Disney Visa card holders. So these are items that I normally wouldn't have gone for at regular price, but it worked out to have a 20% off and use a gift card. So So the first thing that I got here is this super colorful and fun Disneyland tie-dye spirit jersey. This is super pretty, super vibrant rainbow colors. And I love the Disneyland resort in the back, all done in this rainbow glitter. I initially was kind of thinking I wanted to get this Disneyland spirit jersey, which is kind of like a very pastel tie-dye, like purples and pinks. But the reviews for it were not good. People had photos that showed the colors were so much more muted in person, and they all actually said that it wasn't oversized. So this here is an extra small spirit jersey, which I normally wouldn't wear like extra small and stuff, but you size down because spirit jerseys are run very large. But apparently that one didn't. It was kind of true to size. But this one here is sized exactly like the normal spirit jerseys, same spirit jersey weight. And the colors of this one are just as vibrant in person as they are online. So I know that this is mainly like a white spirit jersey, so it's probably more prone to getting dirty. I just thought it was super colorful and unique. The only thing is that in Arizona, we have now really reached the point of no return in that it's over 100 degrees every day, so it is the opposite of spirit jersey weather, but I will be very ready when the weather is cooler. Then I got one other jersey item, another long sleeve that doesn't make a whole bunch of sense for the Arizona weather now, but this is one of the Disneyland, what they call kind of like football jerseys. The material is really much more of like a standard long sleeve top. Or I guess I'd say it's not as thick as a spirit jersey, but slightly thicker than just a plain regular t-shirt. They have these in a number of colors, and I opted for kind of this purpley shade. It's got a bit of a cropped base. You have Mickey Mouse with a little metallic foil accent, kind of like distressed Disneyland text and some distressed stripes on the sleeves. I know these had been sold out online for a while, but it seemed like all of the colors came back in stock, so I was excited to finally be able to get this. Okay, so then I have something that is actually in an adequate box. This is definitely stuffed and fit very well. They still had the extra 20% off for Visa card holders going on, and I decided to use up my Disney Visa reward dollars I had saved. And I am so excited about this because I got the Loungefly Disney Parks Disneyland Canvas Backpack. I'm somebody who really likes the Loungefly bags, but you know, I can't really pay the retail price for them. But I'm so excited by this awesome bag. It has your standard Disney Parks Loungefly plaque on it, and then on the front and the sides, it has an embroidered Sleeping Beauty's castle. Instead of the traditional faux leather, this is made out of like a canvas material. There's two straps at top. You've got a zippered pocket in front, but it doesn't have the little pockets on the sides. The straps are adjustable like all of the bags and made out of the same material as the handles. And I'm so happy I opted for this bag because it is still branded as a mini backpack, but it is larger than the conventional faux leather mini backpacks. And like this to me is the absolute ideal size for a Parks bag. And you can see how much kind of nicely larger the canvas bag is. For somebody like me, these mini backpacks are just too small for like using in the parks. But this one, it just seems absolutely perfect. Also, you can see I have a reject mini backpack. I bought this directly from ShopDisney when they were on sale, and I got sent one where the logo is upside down and it's riveted on, so you can't do anything about it. But because these ended up being totally sold out, they refunded me for my purchase and let me keep the item. I've never seen a bag that has this error before, so I'll consider it unique. But the other awesome thing about this bag is the inside. So I have all the stuffing in it from how it came. But taking all that out, it has this really pretty Disneyland print, and you can see there's a pocket on the inside. So not only is there a pocket here, but there is also a zippered pocket here, meaning there's actual nice internal storage, which I wish all the Loungefly bags had, but very few actually do. So this is something that whenever I'm next able to go in the parks, I'd really like to bring and use. Two more packages left. This one is another big old box with just 2 pins in here. So this was from another of the limited edition online parks releases. And I got the Alice in Wonderland Park Cruiser pin and the I Collect Food pin. During this release, they also did come out with the latest Disney Sense or Scratch and Sniff pin, which featured Orange Bird. I said in a previous video that was a monthly set I was planning on collecting, but the previous ones were like food related, which I really like. And so since, you know, it was Orange Bird next, and I know one that was supposed to come out was Lotso, I was like, I don't really think I want to collect this full set. I'll definitely get any other foodie ones that are released, but decided I don't need to do that full set. So of the 2 pins I got, this is the Park Cruisers for the Alice in Wonderland dark ride at Disneyland, which is one of the absolute best dark rides in my opinion. You have the little caterpillar vehicle, so you can see how much that sticks out there. So here you can see it compared to the Little Mermaid pin, and kind of side by side you can really see just how much bigger the pop out for the Little Mermaid pin is. But this one is still super cool. I'm debating on whether to keep this or save it as a trader, because I do really like the Alice in Wonderland collection, but I'm not the biggest fan of like the Park Cruiser design with like, you know, almost like Speedway-esque car. Really, in terms of their diorama elements, these are among the coolest LE pins that are being released. This one is also a limited edition of 2000. Then we have the I Collect Food Pins pin, part of the monthly I Collect series. This pin arrived totally loose in the box off of its backer card. So you can see the backer card is a little bit scuffed up. That seems to happen to almost every shipment of pins that Disney sends out. But these pins are also really cool, and kind of like how unique they are, because they're designed to look like a pin trading bag, and they have a little handle there, and then you open it up and there's what is like a whole bunch of little mini food pins. I have no idea why they chose Timothy Mouse to put in the center, because when you have it closed, it's Timothy Mouse with a peanut, which, yeah, peanut is technically food, but they could have done so many other things. Also, every single one of these pins, Timothy Mouse does not have his pupils on it, so I might see if I can add those in, but otherwise no big deal. But this was a must-have because you got the churros and Dole Whip and Mickey Premium Bar and ice cream. The thing I have to decide is, do I want to display it like this where you can see all the food pins, or do you display it closed like this where you can kind of only see Timothy Mouse? But here's a look at the back of this one, another LE of 2000. One final package here. This is another Spirit jersey, and this was a very opportunistic deal. So I decided to get one of the Belle of the Ball bronze Disneyland Spirit jerseys. This Spirit jersey for a little bit has been marked down on sale to like $52, but they had a special sale that might have only been a day where this was included in merchandise that was marked down an additional 30% off, and then I could apply my Disney Visa reward code for another 10% off of that. So I think in total this came out to only like $30, which is pretty good because these retail for $70. So this one almost kind of like serves as the polar opposite to the mainly white, super colorful tie-dye. The base of this is what I think is one of the prettiest parts, and it all has this metallic bronze splatter. Then you have the Disneyland Resort in full bronze, and you can see this is kind of textured and almost made to look antique-y. So again, another thing that I won't really be able to wear for a while, but I was excited I was able to get this at such a good price. All right, so there you go. That was my collective Shop Disney haul. Something that I also did not mention that happened on every single one of these invoices, and I'm pretty sure every single invoice that Shop Disney sent out during this time period, is that the purchase total is printed as double what it should be. So they kind of double your subtotal and then re-add on the tax and the shipping. So for one pin that retailed for $17.99 with $5.95 shipping and $1.94 sales tax, it's printed as a total of $43.87. Shop Disney is aware of the issue. It's purely just a printing issue. It doesn't affect your charges at all. But I know when I first received this on a statement, I called in and like double checked in case, you know, anything was gonna happen with a charge. But I can't imagine how many calls they've now gotten with like how many thousands of invoices have been sent out with like totally incorrect printed totals. So hopefully they're working that out. Hopefully they're gonna sort out all their packing issues. I know they've gotten pretty overwhelmed with orders because everything is online. Nobody can buy things from the parks, except now technically World of Disney is open at Disney Springs. But I've seen so many people who, because they put one single pin in such a big box, the box gets smushed and that pin just falls out of the box, or it arrives damaged, totally off the backer card, flying around. So, I mean, you would think that Disney would be able to do a little better. But I guess you can also consider this like my Disneyland haul and pin haul video, where it has been nice to have access to all of this merchandise, although the parks are still closed. But thanks for watching!